Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my first official video here on the PGSMP. Now, you know what we are doing over here if you watched my video on Saturday where we kind of broke down what the intention of this server is. And of course, that is primarily, playing in a family-friendly environment with a bunch of new friends in a collaborative effort. I will have the channel links to those collaborators listed in the description down below. But there's a lot that's happened since launch day. I hadn't recorded a whole lot of it because, well, beginning Minecraft, it's very, very similar to a lot of things that you've already seen. And that's Jin over there. He's an interesting fellow. We recently made a trade for a couple of totems of undying that I came across for an elytra, as he has gone out and explored the end a little bit. But I have a lot of things that I've been working on. So let me walk you around my humble starter area. So of course we have ourselves a pink wool farm that is very easy to set up. It just involves a hopper with a minecart to pull things off of the bottom here, as hoppers with minecarts can, grab things in the blocks up above them. And that grass block here is needed for the sheep to, restock his wool. And I'm needing to collect a little bit of that pink wool just to kind of see what we're doing. But additionally, I have grinded up a large chunk of pink concrete and pink terracotta because over here I'm going to be doing a large build. And, well, I won't be doing that in today's episode, but we will be looking at it a little bit. One thing that is interesting to note, though, about this initiative that we have is I've talked about the resources that are available within, or the data packs, excuse me, that we are playing with on this server. And one of them, which is super awesome, is Cauldron Concrete. And there went my chicken farm. But as I was saying, the Cauldron Concrete is, it works a little bit like this. So I take my concrete that's been built up, I drop it out of my inventory, and it goes into this cauldron, and that instantly solidifies it. And it ends up being grabbed over that way. Yeah, so we'll need to do some cleanup here. And just as I had got this chicken farm set up and all ready to go as well, it's just unfortunate that the creeper had to take it out like that. But it happens, such as Minecraft. It's a good thing that I have some decent protection on my armor, as that could have gone very nasty. And as you saw there as well, the parrot that I had also died as a part of that, which is additionally unfortunate there. But we'll recuperate. We'll get him back up, and yeah, I guess a slight pun there with recuperate, if you will. So let's at least pop the top off of this pen so we can get some things restarted with it. We'll put a couple of these arrows in here, I suppose. So after that unfortunate mishap there with the chicken coop, we've done a little bit of cleanup. I am going to get rid of these trees that are around here, because that's undoubtedly where the creeper came from. But this cleanup has given me a good opportunity to demonstrate, I guess, one other item so far, and possibly two items. And that is, well, as you can see, there's a chicken head hanging out here, because we do have the player heads and the more mob heads data pack added here as well. Pay no mind to the chest. The inventory is a mess, and I'm working on a fix for that we will fully implement once we have the main base built. But let's talk about one of the other data packs that's here, because we need to clear out these trees, because, well, they need to go if they're going to keep dropping creepers on top of me. So we'll knock these out. And this brand new efficiency 4 axe should make pretty short work of these trees. And as you'll notice here, the leaves from these trees, they clear up very, very quickly thanks to the fast leaf decay data pack. And you'll probably get a better idea for it here as I make my way up into the next little section here. But as you see here, as soon as I have the wood removed from the leaves, they will start decaying in the same patterns that they normally do, but they will decay much, much faster than they do originally. I would actually highly recommend this data pack for anyone, just due to the perks that it brings. And of course, the axes make very short works of these spiders as well, so can't complain about that. Though he may have taken some fall damage as he was working on that, or coming up to get me as well. But look at that. The leaves, they are gone. They are just absolutely gone. What feels like instantly. You don't have to sit around waiting all day for them to take off, which is a very nice perk. So if you've never played around with this data pack, I would highly recommend it, as it makes life a lot simpler. And hopefully now we shouldn't have to worry about any other creeper ambushes, because I'm almost certain that that's where he came from. So let's go ahead and demo the next little thing that we have here. So I'm gonna go over to the other project that I'd worked on a little bit. And that, of course, is an early game farm, and one that is highly useful to have if you can manage it. So let's make our way over to that now. So as you'll see here, I have a nice little skeleton XP grinder put up, and this place works fairly well, and certainly makes for some convenient experience and a lot of really good resources as well. As you'll see, I've got large amounts of bone blocks and bone meal set up. So I'll leave Jin here to take care of the skeletons, and we will continue on with some of our tour. So there's one other thing that I guess I need to go over, and that of course is some introduction to the world and how it works. And well, that all starts with the portal that you see back behind me. So let's kind of slowly make our way through, shall we? Now you'll notice that I am in a very non-conventional spot, and that's because, well, there are chickens everywhere, but this is also the nether roof, and that's because I went out of my own way to build up to the nether ceiling and get myself through, which for me, that's a first time that I've ever done that, and it was honestly kind of an exhilarating experience. Now, in order to find my way over to the world spawn, we're going to have to run over this way. And thankfully, I was able to get enough cooked chicken out of tracking down all those chickens as well as the farm for the brief time that it was up and running. So we've got some decently good stuff there. But I'll catch up with you once we're over at the world spawn. Alright, so here we have ourselves over at spawn, or spawn's portal more specifically. And I think I mentioned this in the last video, but we did elect to move world spawn away from 0-0 and over here to this mushroom biome. Now, the crew wanted to have a mushroom biome for the world spawn, which I'm fine with. It wasn't intended to be a deliberate copy, but it's not anyway because this biome is very, very distinct on its own. So let's have a look at a couple of things, shall we? First off, we'll want to make our way over here to where the most exciting things are happening. Of course, someone set up an industrial farm over here for, looks like just carrots and wheat. But, I mean, not to downplay it, because it is genuinely some impressive stuff. But we've also got some shops that have cropped up around here, and here's the way that our shop creation is working. And I'll kind of explain with my own plot, which is this one that I've blocked out here. Now, instead of doing, you know, solid X by X type plots, we elected to go with a bit of a different way of marking out your territory. As you can see, this is a bit longer than it is wide. And for everyone's first shop, we've decided that you will pay 16 or 1 diamond per 16 fence posts put out. And this area specifically is, I believe, 48 of those blocks. So about 3/4 of what I'm allowed to build up to. I might extend it out a little bit that way, make it an interesting shaped shop, but we'll have to see if that's something I decide to do or not. We've got a couple of other shops that have popped up here, so let's at least give them a gander. There's this one, which is by Mr. Chadintosh. He's got a store as well as a district office. And of course, we have some netherite ingots that are being sold. Not certain where the actual selling point for these things are. It looks like they're down here for purchase. And it looks like there's some stuff there as well. But we've got bones, arrows, other things that are set apart for different costs, and honestly, not a bad ratio or variety of things that are being sold here. We've got a player head of one of our players, Trey Weber, over here that's for sale. I'm not into the head collecting game, and I personally think that price is a little bit high, but it's not my price to set because it's not my head I'm selling. Got a nice little area over here, though, and then I really like the way that things are set up. Right here we have the payment system that's in place, and of course there is an auto redaction system. I don't want to get into that too much in case other members of the server are watching, but we all should be working on a trust system at this point. Now we can head over here and look at a couple other things that are being sold, and I do actually really like the layout of this shop, especially where it's got a very interesting backing with the window kind of overlooking the land over here. It adds a very nice aesthetic. There's a couple of heads, and as you can see, well, the same head that was being sold over there for an astronomical amount of diamonds, you can get them a lot cheaper over here. And someone already found a turtle head. That's kind of sad, actually. But a couple of different heads all over the place here, and you'll notice that they don't stack equally based off of who it was that killed them. So that's kind of interesting. Other heads here, these look like some standard mob heads. And cobblestone, which I don't know that I would ever be in a spot where I would need to purchase cobblestone, but maybe someday I will. Those are the shops that have popped up so far. I actually think there might be one other, but I might be mistaken on that. Now it looks like we have a trading hall or something that's starting to come up over here. Some other things that are being worked on. This is not my base area, and we're not really at the point where we would be doing any sort of base tour. But at some point, I imagine that we will want to do that and kind of go over everyone's bases. So now that you understand a little bit more about what we're hoping to accomplish, what do you think? Are you excited to see how things unfurl? Of course, I will be collaborating a little bit more with other members of the server, but first and foremost, wanted to make sure that I get this word out to you. There's a couple of things that I'll be sorting through over the next couple of days, but I'm interested to hear your feedback. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.